Among the short stories and poems, our team had decided to choose the story Lamb to the Slaughter by Roald Dahl.
Lamb to the Slaughter is about Mary Maloney, a pregnant young woman in 20th century England. As known as the main character of the film, expecting her husband Patrick to return home from his job as a detective for the local police. When he returns, Mary noticed that he is strangely aloof and assumed that he was tired from work. After blatantly ignoring her, Patrick finally revealed that what made him act strangely. Seemingly in a trance, Mary fetches a large leg of lamb from the deep freeze in the cellar to cook for their dinner, apparently trying to restore a sense of normality. Then Patrick angrily tells Mary not to make him any dinner. As he's going out, she then strikes Patrick in the back of his head with a frozen lamb leg, killing him.
We think that the most interesting part of the film is when Mary arranges an alibi after she crushed her husband's skull with frozen leg of lamb. There's a huge change on her. Mary realized that she had killed Patrick and she was willing to accept the penalty. However, she was scared for her baby and is not sure whether it will live. Then she started to arrange an alibi in order to cover truth. She prepares the leg of lamb and places it in the oven. After practicing a cheerful routine to show to the grocer, she heads out on the store to buy some vegetables for a roast from the grocer so she can form an alibi for the crime. Upon returning, she enters the room with her dead husband lying on the floor and calls the police. She then attempts to act as if she did not know that her husband was dead.
When the police arrive, they ask Mary information and look at the scene. The police lacking any reason to be suspicious of Mary because Mr. Maloney was actually a policeman to come to the conclusion that Mary's husband was killed with a large blunt object and likely made of metal. They then search the house and surrounding areas for the murderer weapons. After a fruitless search, the police realize that no one has turned off the oven. Mary offered all the policemen the cooked leg, which the policemen kindly accept. When the lamb is nearly finished, the police facetiously discuss the possibility of the murder weapon's location. One officer said, "Probably right under our very noses." The story ends with Mary overhearing their conversations in another room, smiling because she managed to conceal her crime.
We were totally inspired by this short story written by Roald Dahl. We are in love with this horror and thrill-filled story. Take for example like Orphan. The reason we choose this story is because we feel that this story is very dramatic. There is a drastic change in the personality of the main character, Mary. She started off as a lovely wife who cares a lot of her husband and turned into a ruthless murderer of her husband as the story proceeds. We found this very interesting and amazing, and we would like to carry out this story into a reality in order to build more understanding between audiences.
The character of Mary Maloney is a perfect and devoted housewife, also an expectant mother. The author Roald Dahl has developed the character of Mary Maloney both through direct and indirect characterization. This reveals her character as being dynamic through her words and personality, and is what makes this short story a success. Everything appears to be perfect, and it was almost as if she was expecting something odd to happen. After her husband Patrick revealed his affiliation, Mary's behavior changes from being housewife-pleasing husband to a self-observant woman who was unstable and quite aggressive. It almost as if she hits her husband over the head and with the leg of lamb naturally and without hesitation.
Her devotion to Patrick becomes so obsessive to the point of killing him. Mrs. Maloney was faced with a number of challenges and problems which she had to overcome, both emotionally and psychologically. But Mary Maloney was a clever woman, and it was almost as if she suddenly knew what to do after killing her husband. It was as if she had been prepared for months. Throughout the story, she is described as an inoffensive and harmless person, which further reveals to the reader that she didn't intend to kill her husband, and that was what she did was afterwards was for the unborn child. She was no more a loving and faithful wife as described at the beginning of the story. We were with Mary Maloney from the very start, and only at the end, we do realize that we never really knew her at all.
The theme that it is the most important and relevant to the whole story is the theme betrayal, which the story tells of only one betrayer, which is the protagonist's husband, Patrick Maloney, who abruptly tells his pregnant wife that he is leaving. Although he will still provide her with financial support, the unexplained marriage decision, which is underlying the importance of marriage vows. But there is still got more betrayals after that, which is caused by her richly thought of accomplice and convincing lies and fabrications to the detectives also constitute the theme of betrayal. I think the protagonist is being symbolized as a lamb in the story, sent them in the title Lamb to the Slaughter. A weak and vulnerable lamb, always following her master's husband's order and commands until one day he starts getting overboard and she couldn't take it anymore and killed him as a result. Her vulnerability had been exposed, and to hide all the feelings and emotion, he had to kill her usual self and change to another character with a whole new perspective.
We adapted the short story into an independent horror short film, which titled Something Wrong with Marie. Then, we tried to create a horror with commencing the film with a pictures of static coziness in a middle-class and domestic setting. We included some scenes that reflect appears of human perversity, cruelty, and violence, in order to make it more dramatic and interesting.
Our target audience is largely formed by the internet user because we will mainly promote the short film online. We came up with a trailer for the film and poster for promotion. We choose social networking sites as a channel to promote our film. We opened a page for the film in sites like Facebook, Friendster, MySpace, Vimeo, and YouTube, and also Weibo, and uploaded the trailer and poster onto the page.
First, we came up with a script for the short film. The story was divided from scene to scenes and storyline adapted into dialogue and action form instead of narration. Unused parts were deleted from the script and extra elements were added in to make the story more exciting. Next, we have to estimate the time needed to produce this short film. We plan to spend 1 month on the preparation for filming and 2 weeks on film shooting. After that, 2 more weeks will be spent on post-production. Estimation for the budget will be below 10,000 ringgit. This covers the expenditure on equipment, food and transportation, props, costume and cast. Since our production is not sponsored, we try our best to limit our expenditure to lowest possible.
As for the characters, we needed 5 casts: the wife, Mary Maloney, the husband, Patrick Maloney, the vegetable seller, the detective, Jack Noonan, and his assistant. The cast we recruited are not professionals, but volunteers instead due to low budget. Although they are not professionals, but they still did their job well. The main equipment for the whole production is the Canon EOS 7D. As for lighting, we rented a studio-like set. We used low-key lighting for the whole film. Next is the preparation for the props and costume. The main prop for this story is the leg of the lamb. This is because the leg of the lamb is the weapon used by Mary to murder her husband and later fed to the police officers. The other props are potatoes, cheesecakes, and mirror. As for the clothing, we use modern clothing because the time set for the film is based on modern days.
The background scenes in the film are included Mary's home, the cellar, toilet, kitchen, and the market. Most of the main scenes are recorded in condo unit in Siberia. It's an apartment near campus. The market scene will be shot at the roadside near the apartment. After all the preparations are done and the sites are surveyed, we started our filming. Once the filming is done, we entered the post-production stage. The video is then edited. Sound effects, visual effects, and background music are added to enhance the mood and feel. Lastly is the promotion stage. We would mainly promote the short film online. We came out with a trailer for the film and a poster for promotion. We choose social networking sites as the channel to promote our film. We opened a page for the film in sites like Facebook, Friendster, MySpace, Vimeo, and YouTube, and uploaded the trailer and the poster onto the page.
Let's take a look at the trailer.
Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Little